Right, take a step back, please. All right. Questions for Coach?
I'll just say this first. I'll save you guys. So, a lot of guys get banged up, small things. You'll come off the field. I got to check the injury reports, but we'll play several starters, a small amount on Saturday. The toll of 2 joint practices, pretty physical joint practices. I know some guys asked me yesterday, hey, there was a little less energy. You watch the film; it was by far more physical than it had been. So, really good work yesterday, today. So we'll play several of the starters. In terms of Sam, we're leaning towards playing him. We'd like to play him, just making sure we have the full complement of guys around him that can help him. So I can't offer really any much more than that, other than that's really where we're leaning, and hopeful that we'll have enough guys healthy to be able to do that.
How long do you think Sam would play?
Not real long.
Series.
Yeah. If that, a series to 2 maybe. And really, we're trying to trend towards, that Steelers game's a short turnaround, so it's 3 games in 12 days. It's really unique. So that Steelers game's really the time where we're planning on getting the most work, but would like to get some work this week. But really, like the amount of looks we saw today, that's a full season's worth of different blitzes that we saw. Really pleased with the offense today, up until the very end. Some of the just max 0 blitzes. One, you got to block it up, and one guy's got to win. And didn't hit the home run ball, but we ran the ball really well today, protected well today, and some of those young wideouts made catches across the middle that we haven't been making. David Morrison made some catches outside that we needed, so much improved in terms of the throwing and catching versus a really strong, difficult defense to prepare for.
Is the health of Cam Irving part of that factor?
Everybody, yeah. Like who's he throwing it to, who's protecting for him, all of that.
Any updates on DJ?
I have no. DJ got hit yesterday in the back and went down that. There's like the embankment between the 2 fields. And DJ's an absolute warrior, man. Like a lot of guys would say, Coach, I can't go today. He came out here, he warmed up, and he went, and then he got hit and just tightened up on him. So he wanted to keep going. Like he's not happy when I said, hey, you're done. DJ wanted to keep practicing. So if we can all have DJ's mentality about getting on the practice field, be good. But I cut him down. I really wanted to see those other guys too. Really happy for Omar Bayless today. Terrace Marshall made more catches. David Moore. I don't want to leave anybody out, but it was just significantly improved. And I had some conversations yesterday with some of the wideouts, and some of the rookie wideouts. It was interesting. This is interesting. I was in college football. Some of these guys, this is the first time they've ever been in a huddle and heard a play call in their life. They've been in no huddle offenses since they were yay big, and they've been getting things signaled to them. And so that auditory process of hearing the play call, getting a picture in your head, is just something we have to continue to work on. But it was great to have conversations with guys like, why are you great in the meeting room, and then it's just the speed of it. So it was good to see those guys get a chance to do the work and have some success in it.
Matt, 5 takeaways for the defense over on this field. What do you think about where they're at as camp ends, and do you think they're ready to kind of make the next step from last year?
Well, we're definitely better than last year. I think defensive, and I didn't see it today, right? I'm watching from the other field. I just kept seeing guys running down the field, but I think they're playing much harder, much more physical. Some of the additions, some of the development of guys. I think the biggest thing we have to do on that defense is some of the things we have to do on defense is just eliminate the hey, well, I thought this, I thought that. Getting everyone on the same page, no excuses, elite accountability. Great defense means everyone, does their job and trusts their teammates to do their job, and so that was a focus I know coming out of yesterday into today, and it looked like it was, the results were pretty good over there.
Matt, J.C. Horn, I think Scott Fitterer described him yesterday as an alpha male, and I wonder if you could speak to that a little bit, and then also particularly today about, he seemed to really engage in, I guess, kind of a fun shouting match with the Ravens. He's got a lot of personality, it seems like.
Yeah, and I'll let Scott's words be his words. Like, I'm more of a action, type of a guy. I'm more like turn the tape on. Yeah. How are you playing?
Oh yeah. Well, how about that?
No,
how's that work?
I want to make sure I say this though.
Yeah.
I do love the fact that JC loves playing football so much that he loves to talk and have some fun. Like I'm over on this field with these guys. It's a bunch of great football players for the Baltimore Ravens, and I'm having fun. Deshaun Elliott, Coach Rhule, that's a sack. Like we're having fun over there. It was great just to be around a bunch of guys that just wanted to practice football and do it the right way. 2 days over there, we had no fights. It was just, there was a little, when I say fights, no melee, there was a little pushing and shoving, but everyone was smart with each other. So I just think JC grew up in this. You know what I mean? He loves the game, loves to prepare, loves to practice. He was so angry last week when he wasn't playing in the game. And, he's having a little bit of fun, but at the end of the day, it really comes down to his preparation level has been really good. Taking care of his body has been really good. The thing that I have to make sure everyone understands is these rookies, some of them only played 4, 5, 6 games. Some played no games in college football last year. They had no off season leading into that year. So this 17 game season that we're about to enter, plus 3 preseason games, plus whatever comes next. That's a long stretch. So these guys have to be pros. And I think JC has all that so far. He's been the total package. He just has to do it day in and day out for a really long time. But from what I've seen, I'm really excited about it. So,
Matt, it seems like much of Sam's work this camp has been the short, intermediate routes. Will you kind of turn him loose a little bit more as the weeks come on, or is it more of just trying to keep everything consistent?
And I wouldn't even say that respectfully. I think we've tried to throw the ball deep. We've called it deep. We haven't always connected on them deeply. I think sometimes in camp, when you have camp legs, some of those balls, like the guys that run 4-3 start to run 4-5, and Sam's throwing the ball where it should be, and you see balls grazing off guys' fingers down the field. So I think we've thrown it down the field. Really at the end of the day, most NFL deep balls are guys running across the field and catching balls at 18 to 22, and so I think with the guys we have, we hope that we can establish the run game, make people come up, play run defense, throw the ball deep, and throw the ball down the field. But our defense has made it. When we play against our defense, they're not giving those deep balls up. They have made a commitment to, hey, we're going to force you to have to check the ball down, and we check the ball down to Christian McCaffrey. Good things will happen. So. I think Sam's development has been really, really good. I think it's been across the board, getting us in the right checks, protections. And today, there were some really hard looks. There were some mistakes made by everybody. One thing I know about him is he usually goes in there and really grinds at it. I mean, we'll break camp right now, and I know he'll be in there first thing tomorrow morning watching the tape, seeing, hey, what can I do to improve?
Matt, you were really complimentary of C.J. Saunders earlier. Has he continued to impress you, and what does that say about him, considering his journey here?
Yeah, I mean, he probably hasn't made as many plays, and I think part of that's probably just, who we're going against and the opportunities. But I think CJ is a guy that's that shows up, that is a good punt returner. Last week was really, our defense either got turnover, we took the ball away 3 times, or the ball was punted in, negative territory. So we never really got him or David to get a really good punt return with blockers. But I think CJ's a good football player. I think he's going to find a way to make plays, and I'm anxious to see him play Saturday night. I'm hopeful that he can get a chance to go attack the ball and make a play.
Did anyone on the defensive field tell you about Davion's day?
I talked to the team in there. Davion's a very big personality, and he's great. You should hear him sing. He's an amazing singer. So I said, I looked over, I saw Davion running down the field, and they said, Coach, he had 2. I said, oh my goodness. And so as he walked off the field, I said, hey, Davion, no one cares. And he said, Coach, no one cares until I get my hands right, my first step right. So he's going to be a really good player. He's a really good player at Iowa. The really good personality, and so it's just the rookies. The rookies are still to be in rookie.
Your point, he needs to keep working on the nuances.
All the rookies, they make some plays. We make it. Everyone salutes them. We all want to talk to them. We want to put them on. And then they come out the next day. They have to be great the next day. My thing is just consistency is the truest measure of success, and so. Really the truest measure of a man, as it said. So just trying to be consistent day in and day out. Let something bad happens, let it go. Something good happens, let it go. And so I'm sure they're getting that message.
We asked you this about a week and a half ago, but maybe a handful of guys that you thought just that's how we wanted it done this camp.
Yeah, if you say, hey, that's how we want it done, you could look at like Frankie Louvu. You'd look at I'll stay away from the starters, because the starters, those are the names everyone knows. But you'd look at like Frankie Louvu, You look at Marquise Haynes. You would look at, don't want to leave about Sean Chandler. You would look at, a lot of ways at like Chuba and what he's telling you. He's just playing on special teams. C.J. Saunders we talked about. Mike Horton's a guard, and we say, hey, can you? We lose a guy last Friday. Can you snap? And he snapped. Now some snaps have been on the ground, but he's in there in his hotel room snapping. There's a lot of guys out there that are what we're looking for. So.
I know Spencer got a big run in the 11 period, and also had some big runs in the game. How much is he kind of making that decision difficult?
Yeah, well, I think as we say, your greatest ability is your availability, right? And so if Spencer's out there day in and day out, so we know he's a good runner. There's so much more to being a running back. Blitz pickup, running the right routes, and playing on special teams. And so Spencer's trying to develop in those areas. But you can see he's got the fundamental gift of running the football. So I think he's got a good future. These preseason games for guys like him are really, really, really important.
Have you been happy with how you have seen the rookies develop so far?
Yeah, very much so. I think we have a really good rookie class, both drafted guys and undrafted guys. And a lot's being put on their plates. Like Deontay Brown, sprains his ankle in the game the other day. He comes out here, he's playing right guard, he's playing left guard, he's playing versus good players. He's out there blocking Calais Campbell. I mean, we're not out there with always the starters out there. We're out there and we got young guys, but you know what? that's what they need. So I'm happy with the rookie class, but they have got to continue to do it for a long time.
Speaking of availability, I mean, Taylor had to play a lot at left tackle today. Is there a point where you've got to, if Cam's, I guess he was dinged a little bit, is there a point you got to say, hey, that's twice now, we got to make a decision?
No. And I understand from your guys' perspective, that's like a thing you guys are talking a lot about, but we're going to go with our best 5 when we have them. And when if a guy goes down, that's the other best 5, right? And so, we had different mixed combinations last year. That's why we practice, where we move guys around in practice. So each week it'll be, hey, who are our best 8 up that week, and who are our best 5. And Taylor's getting more and more comfortable on the left side, which is good. But when Cam's out there, Cam's been excellent so far here these 2 days. So when he's been out there, he's played really well. So we're not a big Veterans Day outfit. We do it some of them, but so some of these guys, when they get banged up, I just hold them a little bit. They hold him. Johnny wasn't out there today. And that was a pretty good day for us. We didn't have Johnny out there. We had Cam limited. I mean, DJ limited, no Robbie. So pleased with a lot of the young guys. The guys are fighting for spots out here. A lot of guys showed up. So I'm anxious to watch this tape.
You're gonna miss
We saw.
You're gonna miss Marquise for very long. Do you know?
Yeah. And it's a unique thing. It's not going to be anything that will be long term, but it just needs some rest. So it's just I won't even go into what it is. Yeah, but it's a unique thing for him that he has. So he'll be a week to 2 weeks, and we'll be smart with it, bringing it back because it's the preseason.
I think there's some other coaches in the league that say that if you do enough of these joint practices, the need for preseason games kind of goes away a little bit. Do you feel like you guys have gotten enough out of these joint practices that makes the preseason games that much less important?
Yeah, I mean, we've got more physical, hard one-on-one reps than probably. I don't know if any other team did 2 joint practices. Some of them might have, but I mean, that was today. I don't know how many reps that was, but that was long, and that was a lot of practice. So to come out here for 2.5 hours, 2 days in a row, versus that caliber physical of a team, you'll never get that in a preseason game. Normally in a preseason game, you go like a series or 2 the first game, a quarter the second game, and a half third game. You come out of the preseason with 100 reps, maybe 80 reps. I mean, we have well over that in 2 weeks. So the thing that you don't get is the operation, the looking at. So and again, that's what we're using the Steelers game for. We'll try to get some guys out there this week just to make sure we have that. But our greater health and the long-term health of our team is really important to me as well. So I want to get this work. I don't want to get guys banged up. So that all goes into these decisions.
Is that operation stuff that you need to work on coaching-wise too?
Oh, everybody. Yeah, everybody. I mean, just getting the play call in. This year we went out for the game. The NFL has new headsets. So like every coach is out there practicing with a new set of buttons. Some of these guys have been in the league coached in the league for 20 years. They know where it is. They don't have to think about it. And all of a sudden now there's a new Bose headset. So every little thing, where we stand, warm up. For a lot of us, there was no. Not only were there no fans, which we can't wait to have the fans back, but there was also no people on the sideline. So now there's 100 other people on the sideline. So getting used to all that is important. That's what preseason's for. The coaches get those reps. Now, hopefully the players will get a few reps here on Saturday. And a lot of the young guys, though, I'm anxious to see them go make the team. Some guys last week really made a jump from in my eyes. So that'll happen again Saturday.
All right, thank you, folks.
Appreciate it, everybody. Thanks for being down here the whole time with us.
Appreciate it.